That is neat. Oh, Italian. Very nice.
Already a year since the 143rd Regiment arrived in the Ypres area. Now we are sitting in the bunker. Snow is covered on the earth. Now it is Christmas for the second time in the war. I have to look for a Christmas tree. I can see with joy by the comrades in our bunker. The Christmas tree is placed in the middle of the room.
All hell has been let loose. We have already fired 500 rounds with the machine gun. My loader fumbles with a new box of ammunition, finally shoving the belt into the gun's feed block. God in heaven, a jam. The gun is yanked down into the crater. The belt is wet, ripped out. Pushing in a new one, the machine gun is thrown back on the crater's edge. The new belt runs through freely.
I lay with the wounded man, made a pillow for his head, whispered words of comfort and encouragement to him, tried to bind up his wound.
When I joined the army in the spring of 1916, I carried...
I love these uniforms.
Like the 1870s war between Germany and France, man-to-man combat. But in the trenches, a friend would throw a light.
See the Italian ones?
It is not enough to conquer the enemy. He has to be totally precise. Fighting through strong lines, seas, most of Germany's forces concentrated their war.
These are cool. That one is a German one. That's so neat. Jesus. It'd be scary to look at, like, to be at the end of this, you know? So that's interesting. So this is the German one, and then this is the Britain one. Do you see the difference in them? Britain had a little bit more firepower. And then you have this one, which this one was really cool. It actually can shoot 3 miles. Which is that little thing. But yeah, see? That is insane. And you have all these things too. Do what?
That one made me bigger. This is more damage.
Oh yeah. What's interesting about it is that one does have more firepower to it, but when you see this one is way more intimidating.
Yeah, let's see, this one goes up to 12,280 yards.
Yeah.
And then this one goes up to 4.
The other thing about this gun, look at the wheels, that's steel wheels.
Yeah.
It's the only gun in the museum with steel wheels.
Really?
Yes.
That is cool.
Because they could not figure out how to make steel properly until 1918. You go over to the tank, it has wood wheels too.
Interesting. That's really neat.
Yeah, I think it's very interesting. Yeah, this was made in 1918.
Wow. Hear that, folks? 1918. That is neat.
Came in there.
That thing is like massive. Just over 1,000 yards too. It's the heavy trench. Jesus. And that one is the French one. 5.3 miles.
The Italian attack only made small gains around Gorizia before it bogged down. During the rest of 1915, Italian forces made 3 additional
really neat.
attacks on the Isonzo front. None achieved much success. Austro-Hungarian defenders held the Italians at bay, limiting their advance to only a few miles and inflicting heavy casualties before winter halted the fighting. In May 1916, Austria-Hungary launched its own offensive against Italy. Austro-Hungarian forces attacked, driving Italian defenders south through the Trentino passes. Italian counterattacks failed to dislodge the advancing Austro-Hungarian forces, who pushed forward to capture Forina and Asiago. The Italians finally stabilized the front in early June by transferring reinforcements to the Trentino front. In August 1916, Italy renewed its pressure on the Isonzo sector with another offensive. Although the Italian campaign captured Gorizia, Italian forces could not advance any further. The fighting on the Italian front resulted in hundreds of thousands of casualties for both sides and stretched both Italy and Austria-Hungary to the breaking point. In early 1916, Germany adopted a new strategy on the Western Front. Rather than committing to a single offensive, the new German plan called for a prolonged series of attacks near Verdun. Germany hoped the drawn-out battle of attrition would slowly wear down French defenders to the point of collapse. The German attack began on February 21st, 1916, with a barrage of 2 million artillery shells that wiped out French forward positions. German infantry advanced through the thinly defended
There's
trenches
Mr. B again.
and captured Fort Douai on February 25th, a key stronghold in the ring of fortifications surrounding Verdun. German pressure on Verdun continued throughout the summer. On June 7th, Germany captured Fort Vaux after a week of hand-to-hand fighting. By August, they had reached within a mile of Verdun, close enough to shell French reinforcements as they traveled along the sacred road that kept the city supplied. The German strategy.
That's really neat. So that's how they would make defenses, huh?
Ground to pieces during months of bloody fighting. Defending Verdun became a national crusade.
So now we understand where you get the idea for like the new dog runs that we have, you know?
Months of fighting, both sides were becoming exhausted.
Knives and grenades. Those are all the different kinds of grenades they had. That's so many different ones. It is.
In the summer of 1916, Russia prepared for
That's a belly button.
what's interesting is nowadays, the normal ones are those ones right there. Oh, right there. That's the ones that you see normally these days. They still use that style.
Along this terrain of death crouch lines of men in brown or grey or blue, coated with mud, unshaven, hollow-eyed, continual strain, unable to
Can't
match
figure out the moves.
themselves against human assailants, and not against invisible, irresistible machines.
Hey you, just wanted to say this place is really neat. If you like history like I do, this place is like the place to come to because they have a little bit of everything when it comes to World War I. And I mean everything. If you can check out some of these things, it's just amazing. If you're in Kansas City, definitely need to come here. I am going to flip the camera around and show you what I'm seeing. Now you look at some of these pictures. These are just absolutely amazing to me. These are really cool. Awesome. What the doctors and the nurses wore. It's really cool. Say hello. You know, my big thought when I'm walking through here is my heart goes out to all of these people that had to live through this. But at the same time, since there are people's shoes, photographs, their weapons, makes you wonder, is any piece of them still here? Ooh. That would be scary to come in contact with. Just walk around a corner and see that. But no, seriously, walking around this place, seeing all of these people's different things that they owned, their guns, their rifles, their grenades, their knives, their uniforms, makes you wonder what part of them really is still here. Is this place haunted? I've never heard any accounts about it, but I have to believe that really is. So apparently that is a German U-boat. It's pretty neat.
You don't understand this plane because it's probably to the wrong side.
So that video that you're seeing right there is from that torpedo. That's neat. Those are the mines. That big gun was one of the quick fires on the British ships. And if you look up above, I actually have one of the planes too. That's so cool.
Both armies dig in. Hundreds of thousands of soldiers, reinforced by wave after wave, millions of new recruits and ever-growing artillery forces, battle along a 475-mile front, from the English Channel to the Swiss Alps. For more than 2 years, the Western Front scarcely changes in length or geographical trace.
We took 5 trenches last night, but we've been put out of 4 of them, chiefly by bombs. We lost some 1,500 men, I'm afraid. The movement was good, but the expense was great.
Small gains take days of non-stop onslaught and cost hundreds of thousands of lives. In 3 years, a third of the soldiers on both sides perish. Neither side can gain a clear advantage. Though stalemated on the Western Front, the conflict has spread quickly to other continents with economic and political ties, and throughout the vast colonial holdings of the European empires. German U-boats torpedo merchant and passenger ships in neutral waters without warning. This unrestricted submarine warfare expands the conflict onto the high seas. With the sinking of the Lusitania in May 1915 and the loss of American lives, the U.S. threatens to break diplomatic ties with Germany a threat that helps halt Germany's submarine rampage. Still, by the end of that year, the war already called the Great War is now truly a world war. By 1917, the Allies' horizons had darkened. Russia, a crucial member of the alliance against Germany and Austria-Hungary, is racked with political upheaval. Russia's ability to sustain a war effort is waning. Germany, desperate for a breakthrough, can now concentrate troops on the Western Front. Farms in Allied countries have had a weak harvest. Food is short.
I thought that was so cool. It's Model T. I mean, look at that. That is so neat. And then you come over here. It's all uniforms. Every one of them is a uniform. Sorry for the glare, you guys, but it is in glass. These are all of our American uniforms. I've had these hanging from my house before. Not anything that big, more like the one back there, like that size. Field artillery. Blankets that were made out of all the patches. It's really neat. My, how times have changed with our military now.
So imagine that you're the machine gunner, pilot's in front of you. You're trying to shoot down an enemy airplane in front of you. You can barely see over the wing. You got to reach up there, pull the trigger. Cartridge is coming up. Okay, you got a whole slide carousel. Once you run out, you got to reach up, unseat it, put it down, grab another one, get proper seated, try to shoot something down. Bobbing and weaving, rolling, spiraling around.
Really?
So it's not until late 1950 that the synchronized computer was developed by Faulkner. Without shooting the propeller. That's right. So that allows the Germans in the first one to fly. Move the machine up to the top wing, in front of the pilot. You get rid of the guy behind. Fly it past. During the War still. Now you're looking at the barrel. Basically, it lasts about 4 months to finally find one to shoot.
I was talking to one of the directors that they have here, and they said that this tank here is the only piece that they have in the whole entire museum that was actually damaged during battle. What happened is an artillery hit it right here in the back end of it. 2 soldiers were inside. There's nothing that would keep them safe inside of there from that. So 2 French soldiers were actually blown to smithereens inside of this. And it is the only piece that they have in the whole entire museum that has any type of damage. But look at that hole. Look how bad that is. I couldn't even imagine being inside of that when that happened. But yeah, as you see, a German 77mm artillery piece. That is incredible. Absolutely incredible. Come out here. We're getting into the part where the United States actually finally stepped in.
The German withdrawal left many forward positions lightly defended, and the advancing American force reached most of its objectives well ahead of schedule. Hershey ordered his forces to drive forward and cut off as many of the retreating Germans as possible. As they advanced, the Americans captured 15,000 German prisoners. By September 16th, the battle was over. Allied friends. The Saint-Mihiel offensive showed that American forces were capable of mounting a sustained.
But that is a French tank. That was not an American tank. That one was actually a French tank.
This cannon features a recoil mechanism that uses oil and springs to slow the recoil of the weapon and return it into battery. As you can see, the weapon is mounted in a large...
You see those little itty bitty slits? That's all they had to see.
At will in any direction.
That's how they drove it. Looking through those slits.
Due to the fact that we
It's
have
insane.
heavy armored weapon.
Oh, that's interesting. Splinter goggles. Now, what I love about tanks is my grandfather was an engineer for him after the Vietnam War. So the Vietnam War up are my grandfather's designs. His name was Frank Knight. He was an incredible tank designer. Covered up with some of the guns that they had. If I don't fall over, I am in heels today. So that one's a French. This one's a US. Go USA, baby. And then this one was also a United States one. That's really neat. A battery wagon from 1917. And this is a German field gun. $1896. That's really neat too.
That's the original Tarzan there, the silent version. We just got some prosthetic pieces over here and another like arms and fingers and
that's awesome.
joints and stuff. And this is one of the few Ottoman Empire things we have. That's instead of the Red Cross, they have the Red Crescent.
That's really neat. Yeah, I don't remember seeing that the last time I was here.
Are you from Kansas City? Mm-hmm. You should get a membership.
Okay, as we were being told, each one of these poppies that are below us, there are 9,000 of them, and they each stand for 1,000 of the soldiers that passed away. That is absolutely incredible. Sorry, throwing that my YouTube video.
That's fine. There's another thing you may want to do. There's a wonderful video. There's a wonderful spot down there between the two pillars. So if you see the easel, step this way and look up, and you can see the tower. Sadly, it's kind of dirty up there now, but you'll see it reflected in the floor with the flowers.
Neat. Thank you.
Yeah. So go
Thank
check
you.
that out.
Will do. Thank you so much. We'll see you Tuesday. Cool. We'll be back. Look at all of these. So yes, like I was saying, there are 9,000 poppies below us. Each one represents 1,000 of our soldiers that we lost. We lost 9 million soldiers in World War I. Let's see if I can get a view. And if you look right there, that is the tower with the eternal flame. That is so cool.